Good morning, YouTube. So, I'm not talking to you guys. So, I know I was supposed to put out a video yesterday. It's just been a busy week. I'll explain that later. But basically, today's going to be leg day, as you guys can read from the caption. Before doing legs, I've eaten. And in between, basically, I'm going to be training my mom and my sister. They're getting ready to be going to Puerto Rico, so they're trying to get, that beach body. So train them, and then from there we'll be hitting the gym. Okay. See you guys. So just finished training my mom and my sister. It went very, very well. I miss personal training, just a side note. Headed to the gym right now with the most wonderful woman on the planet. So basically, announcements. So I have officially decided to do, which I was going to do a show either way this year, but I finally found one that I'm going to be aiming for, God willing, because of, obviously this pandemic and everything. But basically August 14th, I plan on competing. And so probably that kind of means that 3 more months of bulking, and then that's when I'll start cutting out. Very, very nerve-wracking. I'm very nervous. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, you should have been competing a long time ago. I prefer to be a perfectionist. This is my craft. This is something that I love to do. I just want to be great at it. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I don't compete because it's just fun. I'm competing because I want to win. I'm not a competitive guy, but with this, yeah, this is something I want to be amazing at. So that's one announcement, and then the other thing is basically today I will not be training at Planet. We're going to be training at one of the gyms that I go to. So basically what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys what I do when I train at other gyms. I'm still going to be showing you guys Planet Fitness videos, but basically I'm just going to show you guys what I do at other gyms, and basically just show you guys the journey up until I compete. That's one. So that's going to be a different set of videos. And then I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to be doing these women videos, because I do need to obviously show how you guys can do weight loss, all that good stuff. And then the other set of videos is something that I obviously this channel is called Hero Strength. It's just a little side thing. This is mainly because I love superheroes, but then also because when I first started my journey, me and my friends used to do really, really crazy workouts where we would just like say one thing and then somebody else would be like, okay, you know what, why don't we just add this too? So basically it's just gonna be based off superheroes. So it's like, it'll be like a Hulk back day. So it'll be like, basically the premise of that, if you guys think about it, just means, hey, you're gonna be lifting pretty freaking heavy. And then if we do like a Black Panther arm day, it'll be just like a lot of reps or something like that. It just all depends. So that's gonna be a different series too, and I'll be bringing in people who I work out with, and probably have them train me or do whatever the case, whatever it might be. That's pretty much it for the announcements, and all I need to do now is just get ready for this leg workout, because I plan on dying. Okay guys, starting off the workout with leg extensions. I feel like leg extensions are just the staple to starting off your quad day or a leg day in general. It's very important to warm up, obviously. I always say that, but basically it's very important to warm up, especially during the weather, how it is right now, just because you want to make sure your knees are good and nice and warmed up and lubricated, going into really heavy lifts. When it's cold, sometimes your joints are just a little stiff. So it's just good to warm up just in general. But I always turn these into, just a working set. I already warmed up with the hip abduction and hip adduction, both of those. But what I'm doing right here is trying to get each leg individually to feel exactly where I want it to. At first, that's why I did individually, just because I can tell the difference in my legs, and I'm trying to make sure that they're both very proportional to each other. So I'm really trying to aim for that sweep, the end part of my quad, just because when you're on stage, you don't want obviously little legs, but that's just the main part that I feel like I'm definitely always lacking on. In between sets, I'm stretching a lot, just because especially you guys see me lean in like this, that helps the stretch to go all the way up to close to my hip, and that's especially where I'm trying to get that good meat at. So if you're able to stretch out and lubricate and just fill those parts with some blood, then it becomes easier for you to do these sets. Very important when doing these, you guys don't want to be launching that weight. You know, I feel like everybody, you know, who wants big legs and stuff sees bodybuilders. Even me, when I first started, I watched bodybuilders and I'm like trying to do crazy stuff like them. And, you know, not that I had knee problems, but my knees would kind of bother me. And then sometimes I didn't even really feel a full pump. So for me, what I'm trying to do here, if you guys kind of notice, is that I'm being aggressive still, but very important is that I'm trying to squeeze at the very top of the movement. I'm trying to squeeze the outside of my quad. And you see right there, I'm trying to take a slight moment to really fill those parts up with blood. It's very painful, but that's what legs are. You know, legs is a whole different muscle, you know, it's a whole different monster. That's leg day is very painful. And you guys will see, you know, I have my way of doing leg day and it's worked for me. I don't have the most amazing legs, but I do see very amazing development. So, I mean, you know, whole point of why this is my journey. So anyways, this is my last set. I went relatively heavy. If you guys look, I'm also kind of leaned forward a slight bit. That just personally helps me to kind of hit that part of my quad where it's close to my hips and just the upper part, and also the sweep. So here you guys kind of see I'm still being very aggressive. I'm still trying to lift that weight, but I'm still trying to control everything. I'm trying to control the negatives. I'm not letting that fall down, and I'm controlling the positive too. I'm trying to come up, then squeeze. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to squeeze all the way through, because sometimes you just might hit certain parts that you know, won't feel. But at the end of movements really is where I'm really feeling those squeezes. And then I drop the weight. Worst part about dropping this weight is that now it's a lot more painful. You feel a lot more of that pain. You're not just launching weight, but now you really have to take advantage of that pain. And if you guys look, I'm not really coming all the way up. That's just me personally this day. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It always depends on how I feel. But today I felt like I was able to hit the upper part of my quad so much more by just kind of going up halfway slightly, you could say, or right before locking. And that just to me felt amazing. Right after I go into I'm going into hack squats. I plan on going for front squats, but I don't have a belt right now. And for front squats, personally, with me, I can kind of feel my back a little bit more. But for hack squats, if you guys look, I'm trying to keep my legs, my feet more towards my body. I'm not trying to keep them too far away. The further that your legs are from the movement, the more hamstrings and glutes you guys will be hitting. And for me, when I first started, and even still now, my hamstrings and my glutes are a little bit more overpowering. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to possibly stop that. So if you guys look on the way down, I'm still trying to control this weight. I'm trying to come up, and also my legs are relatively close. The closer your legs are, the more of that sweep, that outer quad, that outer leg you're going to be hitting. And another thing is that when I'm going down, I'm trying to control the weight to where I'm trying to put that pressure on the upper part of my quad / the side. For me, I'm surprised that I'm able to do the weight that I was able to do today. I know a lot of people might say, oh, but I do that weight all the time. Not me. I've always been very careful when it comes down to training legs or training any body part. And then also personally, it was kind of like hard for me to kind of just feel my legs the way I needed to without launching weight or without worrying too much about everything else. And here I feel like I've been able to like handle more weight efficiently. When you guys are coming up, you guys kind of want to start like trying to squeeze your quad, try to avoid, and you know what? Also, if you end up feeling your hamstrings and glutes, I want to say kind of deal with that. You know, I feel like a big mistake that I made at the beginning was thinking, oh my gosh, I feel my hamstrings and glutes, so I'm not doing it right now. If that happens, it's an oh well. Take advantage. Just try to squeeze your quads as much as possible. Do those stretches. That's all you're trying to do, is just try to force it. And again, if you guys look right here, you see I'm breathing pretty hard. I'm still trying to make sure that I'm controlling myself. I'm controlling my breathing. I don't want to just go down. I want to have control over this weight. It gets heavy, yes, and that's fine. We want to handle the weight as much as possible. And I know, you know, we don't want to stop, because when you guys stop, naturally your body doesn't, you mentally, you're like, I don't want to go back down, but you have to, you know. So that's why I'm taking these moments, because If I don't take these moments, I'm just going to go down. I'm not going to feel what I need to. I'm not going to be able to concentrate, but you do want to go down as much as possible. This is a whole mental game, kind of. And this is as heavy as I pretty much got. If you guys look right here, I know it's a little silly, but here with these pants, I'm filling them out, you know, and these pants were pretty baggy when I got them only like a month ago. And I'm just kind of proud that lately, even if I'm not doing legs, they're filling out. And the reason why I put that video is because I feel like you guys should all be proud of your progress and show it off. You know, nobody can tell you, oh, but you're not Mr. Olympia yet. No, but you made progress. That's why I don't let nobody tell me what I can and can't do. So this last set, I just dropped the weight a little bit. There was no way I was going to be able to do that 3 again. But that's normally what I've been doing, is that I'll do like one heavy set, then drop a slight bit and try to go ahead and do a lighter weight. So I dropped 245s, and then I'm doing these halves, these little pulses. That's really to drive and put all that blood as much as possible. I'm trying to still put it in the upper part of my quads, and that's why I'm doing these halves, and I'm still trying to control that weight. And you guys see, even though it's getting difficult, this is my last set. You have to force it. Whatever you got left, you don't want to think, oh my gosh, I had so much more, or I could have done this. No, you want to take it all out. So that was my last set there. Then we go into the superset. Yes, I know people say supersets are, oh, that's when you're cutting up. No, I've used supersets for growing, and they work amazingly. So this is a squat machine. I'm doing this type of variation. I don't know what it's called, but it's a squat machine. And if you guys look, I'm not going too low. This machine, and also because I don't have a belt, but also just because this machine, it's not meant for depth. This variation, you want to come down a slight bit right where, you know, it's kind of like a 90-degree angle, maybe a little bit lower, but you're trying to focus all and put all that pressure in your quads. Then I walked over to the weighted leg extensions. I really love these. I feel like in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, my quads are getting huge with these. I really love these. Somebody messed up the belt on this, and I needed something to hold me down, so I mean, forgive me. But with these, you guys will see also, I'm not really coming all the way up. That's also mainly because there's a difference when it comes down to leg extensions and weighted leg extensions. With the leg extension machine, there's tension all the way through, but with the weighted leg extension, it's kind of like once you start hitting like right where you're doing a quote-unquote full range of motion, that pressure kind of just goes away, that tension. So right here, I'm still trying to aim for the outer part of my quad, and basically that's just the whole goal, again, is those outer quads. I try to take advantage of the outer quads at the beginning of my workout, because since that's such a lacking point, I feel like if I destroy them at the beginning of my workout, then by the end of the workout, they'll still be subliminally, you know, or naturally, they're going to be still working. So that's why I do these close movements. That's why personally with me, I don't lift tonnage. I can't lift a whole lot of weight, and that's just because when you're doing a narrow stance, it is a lot more difficult to get a full range of motion. Sometimes your back gets into it, and you know, just the form can kind of be a little awkward. That's for me. But I feel like that's just, I mean, that's personally what's really worked for me. When I do kind of wider stances with legs, again, naturally, I feel my hamstrings and glutes, so I try to avoid that. But on this set, if you guys looked on, yeah, I increased the weight about 50 pounds altogether. And this last set, you guys kind of see I'm trying to adjust myself. And here, I tried putting my legs or my feet as close to my body as the machine kind of allowed me to. And here, you guys, I'm trying to really push my butt up against the pad, against against the pad. And that's just because, you know, your back can, you know, really, I could feel my back a little bit. And so I'm trying to, on the way up, press my butt against it. But at the same time, I'm still trying to make sure I feel it on the upper part of my quads. And then I'm still squeezing all the way through. I felt my hamstrings and glutes here. And you know what? That's fine. You know, it doesn't matter because I still had a quad pump. So again, keep that in mind, is that if you feel it somewhere else, you know, if you still feel it in the area you're aiming for, just kind of go with it. As you continue to develop, you'll notice that, okay, I have better control of my quads, or I have better control of my bicep, my back. You have to go along with that. You know, I made that mistake of being way too careful at first, and, you know, and I kind of want to really encourage you to, you know, go as hard as you can safely and efficiently, but also don't overthink it. I feel like that's a big problem people have nowadays, is they overthink every single exercise, every single, I mean, there's a ton of ways you can always do something. My coach has taught me how to squat 10 million different ways, and I always use, you know, it's always just a technique to put in your pocket, quote unquote. Right here, you know, it's the hip abductions, adduction. I already did these, but now I kind of made this more into a working set, because for my posing, I noticed my inner thigh has been coming out way better, and you can't really neglect that. I know people say, oh, this is a woman exercise. No. If you're trying to get fully developed quads, you also need to hit that inner thigh. Sean Roden, oh my goodness, look at the inner thigh. That's goals. So it's like there's a way to develop your legs to making them look a lot fuller, and only now am I noticing that development. So I do encourage my people who are probably like don't have the biggest legs, don't neglect that inner thigh. This is the last exercise, and this was so that I could target that inner thigh too. It's kind of like a wider stance. I kind of feel my quads a little bit more, and the only reason why I did this is just because I already did squats for hamstrings and glutes earlier this week, so I wanted to change it up. By this point, my legs were shot. I am not lying to you, my legs were completely shot. If you guys look, I'm kind of going straight down. I'm not trying to arch my back. I'm not putting my butt too far out. I'm trying to go straight down. That's how I personally feel my quads a little bit more. I'll show you guys when I do hamstrings, glutes. You guys will see how I squat then. You guys will see that kind of difference and even that range of motion. But basically, it's all about feeling. At this point, whatever I had left in the tank, I just put it here. I know people, again, you guys will say that's not a lot of weight, and it doesn't need to be. You know, you don't need to lift 225 all the time. You know what I'm saying? You guys have to understand, you guys have to lift weight that you can lift, and that's extremely important, and I implore you guys to keep that in mind. Don't think you guys have to be the strongest guy in the gym, because my legs have developed way more than some people whose legs are way smaller than mine, but they're stronger. That's awesome. I'm not going for strength. I want big tree trunk legs. That's pretty much it for this one. You can kind of think you're going straight down. You're trying to feel that quad right at the bottom. Right after that, you come up and you squeeze. I know I do halvesies sometimes, but here I just wanted to just get that full range. That's pretty much it for this workout. I thank you guys for watching this video, and you know, I was about to say may the force be with you, but I'll see you guys next week. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Please subscribe, please leave a like, and until next time, guys, stay strong.